If one is to have success in spiritual life, there are certain tenets that are important to develop in order to be able to do Brahma sadhana. Without yama and niyama, sadhana is an impossibility. The tenets of yama and niyama are made so that one can do spiritual practice. If one maintains equanimity of mind, purity of the body and the heart and the intentions, if one gives oneself in service and love to living beings, despite the personal inconvenience or hardship, one studies, thinks about, learns about the infinite, and one does Ishvara Pranidan. One does the practice of surrender to the divine, surrender to God. These practices enable one to realize the divinity which is all around. But if you engage in harmful behaviors, your capacity to know the infinite is diminished. So the engagement of non-injury, the engagement of truthfulness, not coveting what is not yours, not accumulating beyond your need, and not following your desires, but recognizing that your true desire is for the divine. All of these practices combine to allow you to be able to concentrate your mind, to transcend your personal sense of individual ego and identity, and to delve into the deeper aspects of your being. One may think that one may simply do meditative practice, say a mantra, do a visualization, and one is doing meditation, but not necessarily. You may do a practice and it may or may not develop into meditation. There are 3 stages to meditative practice. First is dharana. Dharana means to concentrate and focus the mind. If the mind is disturbed, this is a very difficult process. Either if there are disturbances in yama and niyama, there will be disturbances in the mind, disturbances in the the balance of the within the body, and those disturbances will cause you to have poor concentration, either due to sluggishness and sleepiness, too much tamas, or due to excess rajas, which will cause a racing mind with so many thoughts. You cannot hold it steady. It is like trying to hold a team of wild horses. So both of these conditions, excess tamas, excess rajas, come from lack of development of sufficient sattva in the mind. the practices of yama and niyama develop a sattvic lifestyle. Along with proper diet, one develops and proper exercise and care for the body. One develops a more sattva guna in the body and in the mind. When there is more sattva guna, rajas is less and tamas is less. And when the rajas and tamas are decreased and sattva increased, concentration, dharana, becomes possible. When dharana, or concentration of the mind into a single pointed focus, becomes possible, then one may subside the lower layers or koshas of the mind, so that the anumaya kosha, the body, becomes calm and the attention withdraws from the body. The desires become calmed and the attention withdraws from the desires. And then the mental activities, thoughts, feelings, emotions, memories gets quieted. And one withdraws one's attention from these. When these three layers, lower layers of the mind, called manas, are quiet, and the attention is drawn away from these psychophysical activities, then the attentive awareness becomes able to focus upon the subtle buddhi, the intuitive mind. And the perceptual fields of the intuitive mind become available. And one begins to have single-pointed focus and move from dharana, concentration stage, to dhyan. Dhyan means meditation. Meditation is like floating down the stream. That you are caught in the stream or the wave of your focus of ideation. So as mind grows in magnitude and your attentive awareness is withdrawn from the physical body, the desires for the world, and from your thoughts and emotions and memories, and it begins to rest in this intuitive mind, in the buddhi. Due to the power of your concentration developed by the increase in sattva in the body and mind, you are able to enter the stage of meditation. When you enter this stage, vistas open to you that have otherwise been closed. Internal vistas. Internal, we say internal because you are sitting with eyes closed, body at rest. But in truth, they are no more internal than the stars in the heavens. There is no internal and no external in these inner realms, for they are not within you and they are not outside of you. They are both. When the mind enters the subtle realms, internal vistas open. And when these visions from greater, higher planes of truth arise in the mind, one may experience beautiful music heard internally. One may experience visions of great profound beauty or profound meaning. realizations dawn in the mind. Knowledge of things henceforth covered or not revealed will become visible. And you will feel a great deal of expansiveness. But if the mind remains single-pointed, and particularly if it is stirred forth by sattvic emotions, devotional sentiment, love for the great, then that passion of the heart will propel the mind like an arrow shot from a bow to even deeper, more profound stratums of your existence, where past, present, and future merge into one, where the true light of the inner self begins to shine, and you feel the blissful unity of all life. The mind, stunned, has forgotten thought. Knowledge is simply known, experience perceived, experience of the subtle and the sublime. Bliss fills the body and the mind. Ecstatic love, great wisdom, profound awareness of the infinite divinity humbles the small sense of witness. And the urge comes to merge into that beautiful truth which is revealing itself to you. It becomes painful to feel the separateness of your existence. When you are in such close proximity and vision of the great. Thought completely is out of the question. The mind melded into truth, cannot think. Such lower functions are gone. Direct knowledge comes. Truth awakens and reveals itself. Love unconditional fills the heart. Bliss divine, Ananda. The pain of separation emerges, for even the tiniest distance between you and such beauty, such love, is too much. Longing for the great becomes a madness. There is nothing else. And what happens? Then one approaches the true practice of Ishvara Pranidhana, surrender to God. The little sense of personal existence melts, surrenders. Let's go into the ocean of beatitude, into that divine love, that divine Father, that divine Mother, that infinite love, that one true essence, that eternal self. And that little I, like the drop of water dropped from the glass into the ocean, cannot be distinguished from the ocean itself. So that little I cannot be distinguished from the infinite, conscious, unconditioned, all compassionate self of all. And the true practice of Ishvara Pranidhana is achieved. The sense of I and mine, as opposed to thou, dissolved entirely. I would suggest to you that this root practice is the source of your eternal being. The limbs of the practice of yoga are all to support this process. The yamas and the niyamas train the mind, develop the mind, so that sattva grows in the mind and in the body. The practices of asana, yoga postures, are there so that the body may hold this subtle energy, that its crudities are refined, that it has capacity to hold and to maintain these subtle flows. There are not energetic obstructions within the energy fields and energy channels of the body that would prevent the flow of these sweet divine energies and subtle frequencies that in a crude body would cause illness due to the lack of compatibility. So you see, one whose body is crude, mind unrefined, cannot hold these subtle states because the frequency of their manifestation is not in alignment with the frequency of these subtle states or existences. So you must refine your vehicle through proper diet, sattvic diet, if possible, through proper asana to develop the and open the channels in the body, through the practice of yama and niyama to develop your sense of subtlety and to enhance sattva guna, to diminish rajas and tamas. Right lifestyle is essential. You have come to live in this ashram because you want to develop this sattvic quality of being and to be able to express this and enjoy subtle states of being. You come to this Dharma chakra for the same. Make it your life. Set your intention to really do this work in your life. To develop the subtlety of frequency and flow, that you are awake and alive in the sweet and subtle waves of the infinite. Parama Purusha, that infinite divinity, is everywhere, always. But to be able to perceive that one and to be able to surrender the ego before the great requires that you align with that flow. This is your natural state of being. It is your human Dharma to move towards the great. It is your destiny to return again to your home of homes, to the subtle wave of love divine, which fulfills all restlessness and completes your journey. All right, this is what you will do, all right? All right?